Oh, well, some of this people gave to me, and some I didn't get, and I wish I had, but I think that everyone who wants to write needs to read, and read voraciously. And by that I mean not just read a lot of, the same genre you're interested in writing, but read everything, because everything informs your work. If you want to be a poet, you should also be reading nonfiction. You should be reading fiction, and I think also, if you should try to find a mentor. That was something I didn't really do. I kind of had lots of mentors, but no consistent person who was there for me and gave me advice and direction for my career. And I think that's really important. And, for some people more than others maybe, but, for somebody like me, it was probably really important to have that. And it's why it's taken me a long time to figure out some of these things about how to do these things, and not just the writing. I mean, how to do the necessary networking, or, how to get your work out there. And so a mentor can help with that, as well as with, directing you to good work that will help your work. And I think, as a writer, you have to get used to the idea of revising. You get better the more you do something, and, the deeper you get into your work, it's amazing what you discover in revision. I remember, I feel like I probably learned this the strongest experience of this for me was when I was writing the memoir. I thought, oh, I know the story. I lived this story. And, I really, the more I revised, the more I realized there's more to this story. This is deeper than this surface. And, you want to try to get beyond the surface, below the surface. And like any musician would have to practice, you should try to write every day, because the more you do something, whether it's playing a musical instrument or writing, the better you're going to get. Especially if you're getting the influences of other people's work, writing, and that's also something I think that you should try to connect with a community of writers. A writers group is a great thing. If you're doing other kinds of work than teaching in a community, in an academic setting where there are other writers, in the English department or whatever, which is often where writers land as far as a job goes, a career, a way of supporting oneself, then, if you're not doing that, you have to find other ways to connect. For me, I've gone to lots of readings and met lots of people because the work I chose was different. I decided not to go into academia because I felt that I would not have the time to write that I needed. And I think it was the right choice for me. I love to teach, and I put the same kind of energy into my teaching as I do into my writing, and that's sort of competitive. And so I chose to do teaching in community settings, in workplace settings, and more on a freelance basis or a part-time basis, rather than, as an academic. But you do have to figure out how you're going to support yourself. And, but you also shouldn't be too concerned with making money, because, you're not, if you really want to write, you're not going to necessarily make money from that. I mean, some people are successful and they do make money. They do win prizes and they do have bestsellers. But a good majority, most people who are writers, do not support themselves with their writing. So you have to have enough to live on. But if you can't be overly concerned, because you won't, you'll have this job that competes. And as I did for a number of years, I kept taking jobs and, leaving them after a while when I realized that I would, have no time left to write. And so that's it.